A BBC investigation has found TikTok is not removing many videos that deny the existence of man-made climate change, despite a promise in April that it would do so. The social media giant announced it was updating its misinformation policy to target any content that undermined well-established scientific consensus about global warming. BBC Verifies' Marco Silva has the story.
There is no climate change in the manner in which they speak.
Wake up, guys. Global warming isn't real.
It's all about control.
Climate change misinformation is all over social media, and last April TikTok said they would start removing it. But are they?
On TikTok, it's arguably particularly bad because of the way TikTok as a platform works. Anyone can post anything, and it has the potential to reach thousands or even millions of views.
That's Rosh. He's known for debunking viral videos that make false claims about climate change.
I do that by basically comparing the claims being made to scientific literature and exposing where they go wrong. Bad arguments can spread really fast.
We thought we'd check if TikTok were actually removing these videos and living up to their promise. So we reported 365 climate-denying videos. But after a day, almost 95% of them were still there. And make no mistake, these posts are getting attention. They racked up almost 30 million views.
That building over there, that's TikTok's UK headquarters right here at the heart of London. I asked the company for an interview, but it declined. Instead, it sent us a statement.
TikTok says it prohibits harmful climate change misinformation and that it has permanently removed the content and accounts that violated its policies. It also said it's working with fact-checkers and that people searching for content about climate change on TikTok are being shown a link to authoritative information. But why is any of this important?
We know that there is a very rapidly closing window for us to deal with the problem of climate change. And what it requires is really good faith public debate. That doesn't mean people can't have concerns or grievances or disagreements, but ultimately we need to be sharing the same reality. And at the moment, the pollution of the information landscape is making that impossible.
Well, you saw him in the report. Roshan Salgado Darcy joins us now, TikTok creator and climate communicator. And obviously you've been challenging what's online for quite a while now. So were you surprised that TikTok seemed to be quite slow in taking down this misinformation?
I mean, honestly, no, in a word, because you've got to understand TikTok, its priority isn't to educate people. It isn't to have factual information. Their goals are to have engagement on the platform and to get as many eyes on content as possible. And when you understand that, you can kind of understand why this content spreads as far and wide as it does, because it's controversial and because it draws attention in. So in that sense, I'm not surprised at all. And from sort of personal anecdotal experience, this stuff is rife on the platform. So unfortunately, no, I was not surprised.
And in your opinion, obviously a lot of these articles will get a lot of hits. Do you think people reading them believe them?
I mean, certainly some people do. If you look at the sort of the comments sections under these videos as kind of a gauge, I guess, for how people take them, there are a lot of people actually buying this stuff and sort of posting, their appreciation for this kind of content. That doesn't mean to say that everyone does, but certainly, yes, that this is having an effect on people's opinions of climate change.
And what's your assessment of TikTok and their ability to remove this content? Because, they are having to deal with presumably millions and millions of posts. So that's not an easy task.
Absolutely not. No, I do not envy the person who had to try and do this. And I'll be honest, I don't know how it can be done, but I do think they must be able to do a better job, because one of the things which comes across really strongly is a lot of this information which is going around is often kind of the same clip, just rehashed multiple times. So if you find it once, surely you should be able to find it more than once and be able to stop it proliferating in the way it does.
And sure, there is an argument about free speech, isn't there, that people feel that they should be able to put online what they want to put online?
Absolutely. And I totally understand that. And that is one of the big problems which social media in general faces, because unlike traditional media where, you have journalistic standards, these are regular people uploading. And I really do sympathize with that. And I don't want to silence anyone. I really don't. But equally, scientific facts exist. And when you post things which are demonstrably untrue and misleading and potentially damaging, I think TikTok as a platform has a responsibility to do something to mitigate, at the very least, the spread of it, or try and do a little bit more to alert people to what it is they're watching.
OK, Roshan, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Well, let's talk now to the TikTok creator, environmental campaigner, Laura Young. Laura, thanks for joining us here on the programme. You're very vocal on TikTok about climate change. How worrying is it, just the amount of misinformation, denial that there actually is on that platform?
It's extremely worrying, and as that clip has just shown, one of the problems is these videos can really go viral, is the term, and get millions and millions of views. And TikTok works with an algorithm that feeds people more of what they watch and more of what they like. So it's also worrying to know that if somebody is engaging with climate misinformation, they will likely be getting more and more of that as they continue to scroll. And this is a lot of young people, particularly on TikTok, being fed lots of misinformation, lots of confusion around potentially conflicting what they learn in the traditional media or at school, especially when it comes to climate change. And this has real world impacts because, of course, it is creating distrust among young people and people on TikTok who are getting this information, and the climate movement and the policymakers who are trying to do things for green initiatives. And there are just millions of videos out there that just do contain this misinformation.
And the other thing that we saw there was that it looks really difficult to get a lot of this stuff taken down, even when it's been flagged.
Exactly. And that's just due to the sheer volume of all videos that go onto platforms like TikTok. And it's not just climate misinformation that these teams are having to deal with. It's also harmful content, abusive language. And it's not just videos, it's comments. So there is a lot of information and videos and content out there. And I think what we're seeing is TikTok as a company struggling to deal with that. And certainly 95% of the videos that you checked were still there. So it's not happening quickly enough, and it's not happening efficiently enough for getting rid of these videos which are creating harm.
I think I'm right in saying that you said to our producer when you were talking to them that perhaps it would be wrong for TikTok to respond too harshly. You have concerns about completely going the other way. What do you mean by that?
I think it's good to have some form of conversation, particularly to help with education and awareness raising. So we want people to be able to have debate and conversation, but we know that there are just some particularly harmful videos that need to get removed. But something that has come up on a different social media platform, on Twitter, are these things called community notes. And it's almost a chance for regular people to add their thoughts or comments or give context to information that's put out there. And I think we could see a lot more of that happening on other platforms, and TikTok in particular, is being able to show that there is debate, that there needs to be more nuance, more context, and that could certainly be done more. But I know for certain it's good to be learning and changing our views as we have more information. So we don't want all climate information to be taken down, and we also don't want accounts that are putting out things there to be too sensitively brought under, and then we lose all content. So we need to be looking at this from the bigger picture.
Laura Young, good to talk to you. Thanks so much for joining us on the programme. Thank you.